Welcome to the No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and something that got my attention, it's caught my attention quite a few times, is when you see it on social media, fathers being affectionate towards their kids, and people calling it weird. And I always thought it was weird that they called it weird. Like, even though I didn't get along with my dad as an adult, as a kid, he was there, and we did stuff together, and he told me he loved me and all that stuff, but that's when I became an adult, it was so shocking that our relationship deteriorated the way it did. But, yeah, it's weird when I hear people say it's weird to see fathers. My first thought is, what the hell kind of life did you grow up in that you find it weird? And they talk about the fathers are there, their fathers were in their life, their fathers taught them how to be a man or how to do this and that. Thinking, that's great, but why do you find it weird that your father loves you? It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, you might want to go talk to someone about that, like a professional, because that's just weird. I love my kids. I tell them all the time. I give them hugs and kisses, and just the way I am. I let them know I love them. Let them know that it's all good, and I'll always love you. You know, you fall on your face, I'll help you get up. You know, and it's just strange to hear that. And then to see it on social media is so prevalent, and so many people agreeing with it too is weird. It's like, God, is there that many messed up people in the world that they don't know what fatherly love is? And the weird thing is, the video that I saw was like, is it North Korea? Is that the one that's locked down? Whichever Korea is locked down. It was like the person's reacting to a video of fatherly love, and they didn't know father could be so loving. And that made me think of all the other social media posts where people were just freaking out over fathers giving their kids loves, kissing them, and like. Now, when I say kissing, I'm not talking about like on the lip. I know some parents do that, kiss their kids on the lips. I don't do that. I kiss them on the cheeks or the forehead, but yeah, it's just weird to hear people say it's weird for a father to show love towards your kid. When the mom does it, it's not weird, but when the dad does it, it's weird. And it's just like, what happened in your life that you find that weird? Like, you clearly did not have a loving father. You just had a person who was there to carry you and raise you, but overall probably didn't know. They either didn't know how to show you love or they didn't love you. Either way, to me, that's the weird part. It's that you don't understand love. And I got to thinking about that also in the sense that I saw more from women saying it was weird versus men. And I got to wonder if these women did not have a strong male presence in their life to where that male showed them affection, showed them love, showed them what it was like to be treated right, that would explain a lot of the relationship issues out there. Like, you don't know what it's like to have a man just be nice to you because you really didn't have it. And it's like, that's the weird thing to me. It's like, I make sure to let my kids, every night I tell my kids I love them before I go to bed. Maybe because, you don't know, I may wake up or I may not wake up. I don't know. And I tell them I love them in the morning, at night, in text. And I don't see anything wrong with it. It's like, hey, love you. Like, sometimes I'll pick on them too. It's like, I'll say, like, your breath stinks. And they're like, what? I said, love you, and walk away. But yeah, it's weird to me to hear when I hear people say it's weird for a father to show affection. That's just confusing to me. It makes no sense, and I just don't get it. It's like, you need to go seek psychological help immediately because you have been deprived of a great honor to have a father who truly loves you and is not afraid to express it to you. So, yeah, you might want to go talk to someone, get some psychological help, or borrow someone else's father to see what it's like. I don't know. But yeah, you've definitely been messed up. And I feel sorry for you that you missed out on that. And, you know, because I watched, that's another thing that made me think about too, is like, there's videos of men and women both doing it where they're talking about having kids and a spouse who's affectionate and you're not used to it. And then they hug you and stuff, and you're like, what do you want? It's like, first off, to get the kids, you had to be affectionate. But yeah, so in other words, it's not weird that your parent loves you, and you're the weirdo for thinking it is. But another thing that's caught my attention in the news, or on social media, I should say, is more anime pirating sites are getting shut down. Like a whole bunch just got shut down, and I thought that was interesting. And one of the pirating sites they talk about is one that I've gone to. So I went to go check it out, and the one I go to was still up, but they mentioned it, and I was like, oh, you know what? There's different variations of this pirating site. So that's probably why it hasn't gone down yet. It probably eventually will. But what I found interesting about the story is the number of people in the comments going, why are they taking them down? And I'm like, you do know it's illegal, right? Because there used to be this TV thing where you could watch network or cable television, a pirating site, and it got taken down, and people were upset that it got taken down. It's like, if someone did a TikTok talking about it was illegal. That's why it got taken down. And so, yeah, you were going to a pirate site watching TV. And what's funny is, as these sites are going down, people were upset about it. It's like, where am I supposed to watch my anime? It's like, well, you're going to have to pay for it. I mean, I have Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon Prime, and Disney. And, some of the animes are here and there. Amazon, I hate for anime because, one, it's not always clear if it's dubbed or not. It's not always clear if I got to pay for it, or like an extra fee. And the one thing I hate about Amazon is that you got to buy an extra subscription through their Amazon in order to watch it. Like High Dive, I don't want to buy an anime only streaming service app. I don't want to have to pay for that. And because I watch other things other than anime. So that's why I have the ones I have, because it's more than just anime. Because it never reminded me of something with Amazon a while back. It might be a couple years now, where people were upset that they were getting these erroneous charges from Amazon, saying Amazon's charging us for this. Amazon's charging, and it's like, what are you talking about? And they talking about they watched something and now they're paying for HBO, and I'm like, that's because I said HBO show. And what I realized is these people were clicking on these shows and not paying attention that they had to pay for an extra subscription through Amazon. And they would just click, 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 and lo and behold, you got another subscription. So they were subscribed to HBO, Stars, Crunchyroll, all of them, and they didn't even realize it. And they try to say Amazon's scamming us. And it's like, I did a video on that, and I think I got a couple hundred views on it, but it's like, you're not being scammed. And I pretty much told them they were idiots. It's like, you didn't pay attention to what you were clicking, and now you're paying the price for it. But yeah, back to the anime pirating sites. People are shocked they're getting taken down. It's like they're pirating sites. The pirating sites get taken down all the time. This isn't new. Even back when I was going, we had pirating music sites. Like, I used to think that these music sites, there was nothing wrong with them. And I was young when those sites were getting taken down. And now as I got, well, even back then, as I got a little older, I realized it's not okay for those pirate sites to exist. And the reason I at first thought it was the same, or thought they were okay, is because if looked upon, it's just the same as sharing a tape. They share a tape with a friend, you're just sharing your music. But then as I got older, I realized, oh, no, it's not. Because you're not just sharing it with like one or two friends. You're sharing it with 1 or 2 million people. So that's a big difference. And that's a huge hit to their wallets. And people got mad at Metallica for taking down the pirating sites. It's like, yeah, they just lost millions. Not a few hundred. They lost millions. I'd be pissed too. I'd be aiming to take down these pirating sites too if I was losing that much money. And that's why I don't feel sad for these pirating sites going away. I've used them. I know, but at the same time, I know if they go away, they go away, and I'm just out of luck. And one of the reasons I actually was using it because I couldn't find the dub versions of animes. I can't do sub because I can't keep my eyes up that fast anymore as I've gotten older, and I gotta watch the dub. And I was never a huge sub fan to begin with, but now it's like I can't read it anymore because my eyes just aren't keeping up. They're not I'm not young anymore. My eyes aren't young anymore. But it's weird to hear people get upset over pirating sites getting taken down. It's like you keep having to run up. They're illegal. They're not supposed to be there. And so as they get taken down, and most of these pirating sites, they're not making any money. So, there's no incentive for them to keep trying to fight back or set up a new site. Once it gets taken down, they move on. And some of these pirating sites haven't been maintained in a long time, actually. Some people they're just still up. And you'll find a lot of them don't get updated either. They're just sitting there doing nothing. But yeah, I still find it funny that people get upset when pirating sites go down. Like I said, back in the day, I was first like, oh yeah, it's just like the same as sharing a tape or a CD. And then it's like, no, it's not. Because you're sharing it with millions of people, and that's hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly millions of dollars of revenue that these companies are losing. Now, I'm not here being a company man or anything, but think of it this way. Let's say you put out a product, and that product maybe costs $20, but people are duplicating your product and giving it away for free. Are you telling me you're not going to be upset of all the money you just lost? Of course you are. And that's no different for the companies and these musicians and artists. They're losing money. They've lost a lot of money, and that's why they're targeting these pirating sites. They've been targeting fan art and all this stuff now. It's like, I get it. They're losing money, and they want that money. Like, there are starving artists who create great art, but because of fan art, they're not seeing a single cent. And it's like, you're actually taking away from that artist when you copy their work and reproduce it like that and sell it. It's one thing if you're reproducing it and not doing anything with it. It's like you just reproduce it for your own amusement, and maybe you shared it online just to show that, hey, look, I'm not selling this. I'm just sharing this. What do you think? But then turn around, which I've seen people's art get stolen by Walmart and Amazon and other places, and they start selling t-shirts and mugs. And these people got to fight to get that taken down and be like, hey, that's copyrighted. You stole my work. You owe me money. And that's another thing. People are under the delusion that when something is copyrighted or trademarked, let's say your work gets trademarked by someone else or copyrighted by someone else. A lot of people are under this delusion. Once that's done, it's over. That's not how that works. If it is yours, you created it, and you didn't sell it to them, you can fight. You can fight back, and you can actually fight for any money that they earned on it. So yeah, don't just immediately give up. You have rights. You can fight back. I don't know. I honestly almost think it's kind of a conspiracy where all these TikToks talking about, well, it's over. No, it's not over. You can fight back. I think the companies are putting those out there, like hiring people to say, tell them it's over once someone trademarks or copyrights their stuff. So that way they won't fight back. And part of me almost believes that, to be honest with you, because I see it so many times, so often, someone telling someone else that you can't fight back, you can't win, so just give up. But yeah, as for the pirating sites, I mean, will they all go away? Probably not. There's always going to be some kind of pirating site out there. Right now, I don't think there's too many music pirating sites. There's so many free ways, legal ways to get music these days that you don't have to pirate it. And I think that's part of the problem with anime, that there's not a lot of free ways to get it legally. And especially the dub versions. Getting a hold of the dub is hard. It in some cases seems like it's almost impossible. And recently I discovered there was an anime I've been wanting to watch that did not have a dub, and recently just got dubbed. And it's only been dubbed up to so many episodes. I think was it a 12 episode series, and there's only 6 dubbed? So it's like coming out weekly, the dub version. And part of me is like, why are you doing that? The series is done. Just dub the whole thing and dump it and move on. But yeah. But I just think it's weird that these places are doing this. Or not the places, but these people are upset about this being done. It's like, do you not understand what pirating means, especially in the digital age? Is that someone has illegally taking someone else's property and is distributing it. That's what that means. And so as for what you're going to do now is either pay for it or find another pirating site. Of course, the downsides to pirating sites is a lot of them have viruses. Had a lot of... The one pirating site I was going to had a lot of adult entertainment pop-ups. Sinking my seat again. But yeah, I don't know why it had a lot of pop-ups for it. I mean, there was a lot. It was just weird. Like, it just popped up in the center of the screen. It popped up to here. And even with the VPN, and I was using Tor browser. Tor browser helps a lot. And pop-up blocker, they were getting around that. So that one site I stopped going to. It's like, there's something definitely off about that site. But even when Aniplex went down, that site had pop-ups too that were adult oriented, and it's just like, that is interesting. I don't know the correlation. Maybe they just figured most people who are watching anime are loners and hard up, so they'll go to these sites or click on them. I never did, because my first thought is these are viruses. But yeah, I just think it's funny that people are upset they're getting taken down. But not upset. Well, let me rephrase it. They're upset they're getting taken down and they don't know why. It's like, because they're illegal sites. Time to move on. I do want to talk about something, especially as a man, that happened recently that broke me. It made me cry. It hit me in such a way. It was such a good feeling that I ended up crying. I couldn't stop it. It hit me in such a way that I just welled up and started crying. Like, I couldn't stop the tears. No matter what I did, they came out. You know, I'm 48 years old, and this one little act of kindness broke me. And I didn't realize how bad down I was until this act of kindness happened. I wrote a book, and I handed it out to my immediate family, my mom, sister, my wife, and kids. And I thought at least one of them would read it. And I gave up on anybody reading it. Come to find out, my mom has been reading it. And not only is she reading it, she's into it. And she tells me she likes it. And even now, as I'm telling you this, it still hits me hard that single act of kindness from my mom hit me in such a way, it made me feel appreciated. It made me feel good. It made me feel good about my writing. And it was just all kinds of emotions hit me at once. It's like, I can't recall the last time anyone really close to me felt liked something I did in that sense. And something I created, it just hit me and it felt good. And I hadn't felt that in a long time. And I just started crying. And my sister was sitting next to me when it happened. She's just rubbing my back and talking about it. It's okay. It feels good to feel appreciated. She immediately saw what was going on. And like, they even now think about it, I want to well up and cry. And it goes back to all those videos you hear about men not feeling appreciated and men not getting flowers until they're dead. But yeah, the feeling of appreciation is a powerful thing. And it felt fantastic. It felt good. And I started to think about when was the last time I felt that from anyone. And I haven't felt that. I can't recall the last time I felt it. And I think that's why it hit so hard. I just don't feel it anymore. I don't feel it from anyone. And to have that moment etched in my memory, to have that feeling etched in my body, felt fantastic. I wish I could have that feeling more often. I don't want to bring it up to my family because then it feels like it'll be forced and it's not genuine. Having it come from my mom without me forcing it, I think it meant more than I even imagined. When you are appreciated and you didn't have to force the appreciation, that means so much more than you having to bring up the fact you're never appreciated. If someone appreciates you and they tell you, it feels good. And yeah, I as an adult male, I have not felt that. I'm trying to remember if I felt that as a kid. Again, I don't remember feeling that as a kid. I mean, I was a kid running around. Maybe I got appreciated as a kid. But again, as a kid, you ignore things, stuff like that. It's not until you become an adult and pay closer attention to people that you realize, oh, these people are just using me, And now the thing is, feeling appreciated and feeling loved are not the same thing. I feel loved, but feeling appreciated is different. And you can be loved and not appreciated. There is a huge difference. And people can love you and just expect you to do things and never say thank you or I appreciate that or anything like that. So yeah, so if you get a chance, let someone know that they are appreciated, that you appreciate the work they do, you appreciate them being in your life. Just let them know, and like I said, it's not the same as saying I love you, because it's not the same. It's just not the same. So yeah, if you get a chance, let someone close to you know that you appreciate them. And I don't know if they'll break down in tears like I did, but they might be shocked by the fact that you appreciate them. They may think you never noticed them. And here you come out of the blue like, I appreciate what you do for me. And you may make that person's day, week, month, year. You never know. But yeah, just, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the things you do for me. If it's your spouse, let them know you appreciate them. If it's your kid, let them know you appreciate them. Let them know you're proud of them. So on and so forth. The feeling of appreciation is a powerful emotion, more powerful than I recognized until that happened. So definitely, if you get a chance, let someone know you appreciate them. Yeah, I myself have done that. I've let people know I appreciate what they've done for me, appreciate they're in my life and stuff like that. But I rarely get it, or I never get it back. And I think that's why that hits so hard for me. Part of me wishes it didn't hit that hard, because then it made me realize I don't get it. I don't get that appreciation feeling. I wish I got it more. So yeah. So definitely paying that one forward. Let people know they appreciate it. Let people know they're loved. Let people know that you're proud of them. Stop with this crap. Especially if you're a man I'm a macho man. I don't show feelings. Shut up. Shut up with that crap. Tell your kids you love them. Tell your kids you're proud of them. Tell your kids you appreciate them. Tell your wife. Tell your loved ones. Because these emotions are not the same. Love is not the same. Appreciation is not the same as love. And being proud of someone is not the same as being appreciative of them. These are three different emotions. And each one carries their own weight. Like I said, I know I'm loved, but I didn't know I was appreciated. I know people are proud of me, but I didn't know I was appreciated. So there is a difference in those words by themselves have power, individual power. Use those words and you can turn someone's day around, their week around, their life around. But definitely let them know. Now, not so serious. I got COVID. Now, I didn't get tested. I've gotten COVID enough to know I have it. I had it. Every school year, my son gets COVID, which means some parent out there is sending their kid to school with COVID, and it's pissing me off. I understand some parents can't afford to take off or have their kids stay home or something like that. But at the same time, you're putting other people's lives at risk. You're putting other people in jeopardy. You're making it so I'm lucky enough I work from home. But if I didn't, I couldn't have gone to work. I would have had to call off work because of your dumbass. But every time we turn around, my son gets COVID. It's like his immune system, like, oh, it's COVID. Let's invite it in. It's like, no, stop doing that. Yeah, every time the school year starts, he gets COVID. It'd be one thing if he got the flu or something like that. But nah, it's COVID. It's always COVID. And when COVID hit me, I think I got it sooner than I realized because I also haven't worked out for a week. Well, I'll tell you, I did go out for walks, but I didn't go to the gym because I didn't want to take it to the gym. But this week, get back to the gym, go back to upper body, lower body workout. I've been slacking on the upper body workouts. I've definitely been focused on the chest and arms, but I haven't really been doing the back and shoulders lately. I need to get back into doing those. But yeah, I want to get back and working out. I think the biggest problem I'm running into with my workout is I'm just drained of energy. I'm forcing myself to go, but I'm so tired when I go to the gym. And it's like I can wake up with energy and I can make it through the day at work, but then after work, it's like I'm just burnt. And now I got to figure out what to do, how to get this energy up. I've been drinking coffee, but even that's not enough. It's like I'm awake, but I'm groggy and tired. It's not enough. I need a harder hit of something to boost my energy. I don't want to take any harder stuff or any legal harder stuff. Let's put it that way. I'm not taking anything illegal. But I definitely need something to get me going, get me up, get me moving. I thought about taking some diet pills. When I took diet pills, they woke me up. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to wake up and get my energy going and work out. I'm also going to go back to doing, I stopped doing push-ups for a while. Then I started doing them and then I got sick. And so I'm going to go back to trying to do push-ups in the morning. I was doing about 5 push-ups, regular push-ups, because that's all I could do at the time. So I don't even know if I could do that now again. I got to start all over. But yeah, when COVID hit me, it just hit me hard and having a little trouble breathing. But I did go for some walks and I could feel it when I was walking. We went walking twice in a row. Like one day we went, the next day we went, and that next day I was like, we got to cut this short because my legs were killing me. I was having trouble breathing. I was like, should have took an extra day off. Should have went one day, skip, walk. Like walk this day, skip, walk this day, skip, walk this day. Because we were walking back to back and now I can't do it. But yeah, it's funny. But one thing I also was thinking about changing my workout again, because I want to focus more on my chest to get rid of my man boobs. So I was thinking maybe just one day, nothing but chest. But I got to thinking I could do that on Wednesday, make that just chest day, go in and do nothing but chest for a half hour, like get on the bench press and just my max weight and just work down to just the bar, just nothing but push doing the bar, bench press, then go over to the machines and do the machines until fatigue, start with my heaviest weight I can do, and then just come down to 10 pounds. Then do that along the machines, and then maybe even go to dumbbells and start off with the heaviest weight I can do, and then just go down until I am down to 0. Yeah, I think that's something I might do. I might start making Wednesday just chest day and just work on my chest and get that up. Another thing I am going to continue doing is I started doing cardio before I got COVID, and I'm going to go back to doing that because after my workout, I would go get on the treadmill for at least 12 minutes, and I would fluctuate the level on the treadmill. My baseline was 3, incline 3, and then I would increase it until I got all the way up to 10. Then I would drop it all the way back down to 3. And then about the 9 to 10 minute mark, I max it all the way up to 15. Then at the 11 minute mark, I take it back down slowly until I was all the way back down to 3. And then I would walk the last 30 seconds on incline 3 and slowing my pace down as well. So like my cool down. And then by the time the 12 mark hit, I was done with my workout. So that I think helped me with walking in the real world, because there's a new path we're going that I was able to do a little easier the first time we did it. So I think if I get back to doing the treadmill, that's going to help me in the real world. I just hope when I go Monday that I'm not, begging for my life there. So hopefully my lungs are recovered and I can get back to working out as normal. Another thing still working on, still haven't got corrected, is my diet. It seems the more I try to fix my diet, the more I screw it up. So I've just been trying to, my biggest thing is I was eating when I was hungry, which was working. But then all of a sudden I found myself just eating. And I was just like, well, what happened here? How did I go from overeating to undereating to almost getting it balanced out to screwing it up again? It's like, when did I slip up? I don't even recognize when I slipped up. But I am taking accountability. I did post a video taking accountability for your weight loss and weight gain. And I think that's the biggest issue with a lot of people when it comes to weight loss, is they're not taking accountability for their actions. And that's something I've been doing myself, is taking accountability that I'm the reason I'm fat. And I'm going to be the reason I get skinny. It's not going to be easy. I know that. I may not even achieve it by the end of next year. But as long as I keep moving forward, keep working out, being steady with it, I'll lose little by little by little. I would love to be one of those people who lose it in 90 days, but obviously I'm not. I'm going to hang in there. I'm going to keep trying to eat right. We're supposed to make a menu for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully, make a nice menu that I can eat healthy and be okay with. But yeah, the diet part is definitely killing me. If I could nail the diet part, I would have lost all the weight already. But yeah, with the diet and thinking of changing my workout, because what I was going to do, my workout change, is that I was going to do one day chest, one day, I was going to do chest and shoulders. I'll probably do chest, shoulders, and back one day. Arms, just solely focus on the arms. Then legs, I still keep leg days separate. So I was just going to kind of switch it up, and cardio every day. Or Monday through whenever I go, cardio all the time. But I think I'm going to leave it the way it is, just work my upper body, work my lower body. Then Wednesday, just focus on the chest. Go in there for a little bit, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and just do chest exercises, nothing but chest exercises. And then go from there. And try to throw in the push-ups again. Start doing push-ups. Even if I have to do the modified push-ups, just trying to do push-ups again. But I got to fix my diet. Because diet is, I heard it multiple times, diet is like 80 to 90% of your weight loss journey. If you can fix your diet, you will see the weight come off. If you can fix your diet and be consistent with your workout, you will see a huge improvement faster. But diet is key. Diet is the key part of any weight loss. Now, I don't mean like go on a diet, but I'm talking about your diet as to what you eat on a regular basis. A lot of people go on diets where they do those fad diets, and then they don't understand why they gain back twice, if not 3 times their weight. Because you want a fad diet. You really want to change your diet permanently. The way you eat, the way you approach food. Those are the things you need to change. And if you can do that for the better, that's a life-changing event. So that's the thing. And I have definitely changed a lot when it comes to that. I cut back on pop, cut back on fast food. That's what's gotten me, fast food. But I wonder when that happened, that I started doing fast food again. I don't know what happened. I think what it was, I hadn't had it in a long time, and I wanted to just go get it and get it out my system. And I went and got it. Did I get it every day in 1 week? That would have done it. I think I did get it every day in 1 week. Oh, you know what? I think I did. And here's why. I went to go get a sandwich from McDonald's, breakfast sandwich. They screwed up the breakfast sandwich. So I went the next day, and they still screwed up. So I went again, and they finally got it right. But then I was like back in my mode of fast food, and I went and got lunch and dinner and so on and so forth. And now I got to get back in the habit of not doing fast food. So I think if I can get back to that, not doing fast food for a while, not permanently, because there's nothing wrong with having it every now and again. It's just when you do it permanently. So yeah, that's what happened is that they kept messing up my sandwich, and I think it was that my brain just went, oh, we're doing fast food again. Okay. And I caved. I gave in. Again, still taking accountability. It's my fault. I should have just let it go and just like, I'll wait a couple weeks and then go back, but I didn't. I went back the next day and the next day and the next day. So that's what happened. I relapsed, but I'm doing good. So yeah. Again, not a big political person, but something interesting, something I found very interesting. Now, a long time ago, Republicans and Democrats would vote for each other. If they thought the other party had a better candidate, they vote for them, no problem. But over the years, it's gotten worse. Where Republicans would only vote Republicans, Democrats would only vote Democrat. And then we had Trump. It was definitely Republicans versus Democrats. And right now, there are Republicans who, they're not switching parties, but they are switching who they're voting for. They're not voting for Trump. They're voting for Kamala. And I found that interesting because a lot of these people who are voting for her, who are switching sides, they were huge Trump supporters. And now they're like, F Trump, we're going over here. And it's like, that is so telling. I mean, some of your biggest supporters are like, we're out. You're like, and of course, then you have J.D. Vance, the vice president nominee, who was a huge Trump hater, is now a Trump supporter. And I mean, right there, people have already pointed out that's the reason they're not voting for Trump because of J.D. Vance, because he went from like doing all this hating on Trump to, oh, I can be VP. And now he's a huge Trump supporter. So people are, hating on him for that. But the fact that there's so many Republican people switching sides, or not, like I said, they're not switching parties, they're just switching who they're voting for. They're voting for her. And then there's a lot of Republicans who saw people who are Republicans talking about they're just not going to vote. And I'm thinking, awesome. That works in her favor. If you don't vote, that works in her. And there is still a push. I thought it was a joke, but there was a push at one point to convince Trump supporters not to vote because the election's rigged, and these people were doing it. They were falling for it. And I think they still are. It's like, I hope more of them fall for it. But I saw that, and I was just like, it's kind of a historical moment that you've destroyed your political party so much that they're not willing to vote for you. So I think that's really interesting. And really along that same line is that there's a criminal, a woman who committed all kinds of scams and fraud that they're trying to turn her into a celebrity, and people are upset that they're doing this. I was like, she's not the first white person that they've done this to. They do this a lot with white criminals, especially white collar criminals. They'll turn them they will turn them into celebrities, and I don't know why. Because this has been going on since, I would say, the 70s. Where they'll take a white collar criminal and turn them into a celebrity. They'll get guest spots in TV shows and cameos and become actors and stuff. It's like, there was a G. Gordon Liddy? He was a criminal, and he became a celebrity. And Ollie North? Is it Ollie North? He was a criminal and became a celebrity. And they do this with white people more than anyone else. If it's a non-white person, they don't bother. If it's a white person who they can turn into a celebrity, they'll do it. You have people climb her because this woman's going to be on Dancing with Stars, and people are just like, why is she on Dancing with the Stars? And And my response is she's white and they think they can turn her into a legitimate celebrity. That's why. And so basically she conned her way into high society, and high society has decided to keep her. It's like, okay. Don't come crying when she cons you again, because, con artists like that usually don't stop. And I can see her conning these people. She'll probably even come up with a bigger con and take more of their money. But yeah. Oh, man. And one more thing. I think I am going to bring this one to a close. But one more thing is Reddit stories. Lately, I've noticed that people are finding Reddit stories that are about them and commenting on them. And one of the things I love to see is when people comment on it, something like, you're leaving a whole bunch of the story out. And they put in there their part, and then you're like, oh, that makes more sense. Recently, there was one, the woman asked what flavor the cake was, and people had already voted she was the a-hole. But then the fiance had put his 2 cents in. The fiance of the woman who she asked what the flavor of the cake was, put their 2 cents. But, so let me start over. This woman wrote a Reddit story about her friend's wedding. She asked what flavor the cake was going to be. The friend's fiance chimed in and said, there's more to the story than what you're putting out there. Because she tried to make it like she was being just, there was this whole conversation about what the food is going to be and all this stuff. She was just asking what the flavor of the cake was. And people had actually voted that she was the a-hole because she had talked about bracing herself. It's like, it was a poor choice of words. But the fiance chimes in and is like, you left a whole bunch of that out, that you were being more demanding. It wasn't just the food that you were being demanding about. You were being demanding about this and that and this. Like, you haven't liked me from day one, blah, blah, blah. And she replies back, you haven't liked me from day one, and I know her better than you. It was all this back and forth. And finally, he's like, you know what? Enough of this. I'm not going to argue with you over this. You're lying on here. And if you really want to have this conversation, reach out to us. And I think that was the end of it. But that's not the first time I've heard that, where someone's found the Reddit story and people have commented, like, there's more to this story than what they're telling you. There's even like where, like, you'll see the wife tell the story and everyone's like, you're not the a-hole. And then the husband chimes in, like, or the now ex-husband chimes in, whoa, there's more to this. She left out the fact that she had a 5-year affair or something like that. They throw that in there, like, oh, then you are the a-hole. And then, or, they have the kid that cut off the family, and the brother or sister chime in and say, yeah, you left out the psycho part that you played, that you were the psycho, that you did this, and you did this, and you did this, and you did this. You left all that out. And it's like, I love it when they find it and they add the other part. It's like, you left all that out on purpose so you wouldn't look bad, and it came back to bite you. And then on TikTok, people are, I guess, using the AI to tell the other side of the story. Like, they're rewriting the whole story and telling it from the other side. Like, there's a story where the guy finds out his brother stole his girlfriend, and they got married and had kids. And then now there's a Reddit version where it's from the other side. The brother talking about, I stole my brother's girlfriend and married her, and I want to rekindle my friendship with him. It's like, wait, this is the other side. And it's not real. It's AI generated. But then back to the story of the brother. One time I heard it again. First time I heard it, I thought it was weird. The girlfriend vanished and didn't say anything to you. And then you reach out to the girlfriend when you discover what's going on, and she blocks you and says, never contact me again. I feel like there's a whole section of that story missing. Like, and the fact that your family didn't tell you about it, and they knew that your brother was with her and had kids for all this time, and you just find out. I feel like it's either fake story. Right off the bat, I think it's a fake story. 2, if this is real, why did your family feel the need to go to this extreme with you? Like, what are you leaving out? Are you leaving out the part that you're a psychopath? Because to go to this extreme, there's usually something going on. So it's like, when I heard that story again, and then every time I hear it, I'm like, there's something missing from this story. It's either fake or you're leaving out a whole section where you just went off the rails and your girlfriend was afraid for her life and she turned to your brother. Or, even better, you're delusional and she was never your girlfriend and she was always your brother's girlfriend. And in your head, you concocted this whole story, which goes back to you being not all there. So, and technically being a fake story. So, yeah, every time I hear that, it's like, there's something missing about this story. If it's real, there's something missing. There's a lot missing. But, yeah, those Reddit stories I take with a grain of salt. Even when they're actually from Reddit, I take them with a grain of salt. Because people like the attention, so they're making up stories to put on there. I won't lie, I thought about creating Am I the A-hole story and putting it on there just to see what would happen. But, oh well, what are you going to do? Oh, something I've been trying to do at the beginning of the videos I make is say, don't forget to like and subscribe. I didn't do that at the beginning, but don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Take care.